It's Too Many Men on the Mic, presented by Vantage Credit Union, a NetFront LLC production. Now here's Coach Drew and Coach Jared.
It is August 20th, the August 20th edition of Too Many Men on the Mic. It is still steamy August outside, and we just experienced it. Yes, we did. We tried it out. We put on roller hockey blades.
Hey, don't bury the lead. I'm just teasing you. Stupid hockey tricks, though.
Stupid hockey tricks. That's right. Rollerblade style, pickleball, videos to come. And boy, we're experiencing the sweat right now.
Well, I will shout out to the most important person in the world. This is my wedding anniversary. And August 20th, 21 years ago. So not only are we having a show.
Why are you here with us?
Well, because I'm actually here on the 18th.
True.
So, but you know how great it sounds if you can like shout out your wife's anniversary on like a internationally broadcast podcast.
There you go. There you go.
So, but yeah. Hot, but not as hot as it was before.
So what number is this?
21
Nice.
years.
You got big plans?
Well, we have a gig and then we're going to do something this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
You know what a gig is, right?
Are you going to sing her a song?
Actually, we're going to talk about that tonight.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, I think we I find myself not having to manage a board here today. So I think somebody may have joined us here that's been absent on assignment. Hey, there he is.
On assignment.
What's up, gents?
What's going on, Killer?
Yeah, we had
back from assignment.
Back from assignment. I heard that we had some fun at the end of the show. But again, don't want to bury the lead. So
no, we don't want to bury the lead. We're lucky we're not buried right now.
No doubt. No doubt.
So Grant, tell us a little bit about what you got going on this week. I think you're attending a local PGA event, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was at the BMW covering the BMW today. It was pretty cool. I walked 8 holes with Rory McIlroy. Got to see his about a 2-hour range session from Rory. So he was trying to find it. We'll say that. And
pick anything up, man? Did you pick anything up?
There was a lot of hip action that I don't think I can replicate. But one of my favorite sayings about like when someone's golf on the range and they're trying to find it, if you ain't got it now, you're not gonna have it. Like he was searching. If you don't got it now, you ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna find it, Rory. I mean, he had to have hit 300, 400 golf balls, and I don't think he found it.
Watch him go. Watch him go win it.
Now, to be fair, I think he shot 3 under through 8 holes. So, like, he found it, but it wasn't what he wanted.
Well, we're glad to have you back here, man. It's been a good couple interesting weeks. We're kind of, getting through our hockey off season, almost into the regular season. I think most teams here locally, at least, Coach, are set at the youth level, and high school level's up next.
Yeah, if you're not on the other side of tryouts, you're probably have a young player that maybe is in evaluations, not tryouts, early September. But it's that time of year. We're right on the cusp, and high school's up next, and then we'll be in the thick of it. I mean, Labor Day is 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Yeah,
Labor Day, and then once you hit October, it just feels like everything's going downhill.
Yeah.
So, well, we've got kind of a abbreviated show tonight. Maybe not abbreviated, but we're in between guests. We've got some really fun guests that are going to be joining us in the next 2 weeks. And we just we're on the backside of talking with Ken Martell, which was an excellent interview and conversation about youth hockey coaching and parents working together to help with development.
Parent development.
We do want to have a parent CEP course for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Get your stripes.
Talking about USA Hockey and the relationship that we've been able to cultivate, one of our favorite people in all of hockey is Bob Mancini, and he's going to be joining us next month. And look, we nibble around the edges sometimes when it's talking about or we want to wade into some topics that have strong opinions on a lot of different sides. But I think, one of the big things that's going on in USA Hockey is the advent and the development of the USA Hockey Development League. And, I know Bob is going to come on and really give a lot of the insight and the perspective and the goals of USA Hockey. But this has been a topic around the different campfires at all the rinks over the last probably 6 or 7 months. It's impacting, some people's decisions, family decisions even. And I'm interested to kind of, maybe hear what you think and talk a little bit about what we know, what we think we know so far.
I've got strong opinions.
Let's go. Let's go. Well, I think it's important. Let's set the stage for our audience. Not everybody, when we have our audience, we speak to 100% of youth hockey, but we're really hopefully focusing on the 90%. And what USA Hockey is in the process of deploying next season, the 2027-28 season, is the Development League. And it's going to be 32 teams within a kind of a closed league. 15U and 17U will be the teams. Originally, I believe it was supposed to be in the 32 NHL markets. I think they've made some adjustments just because of demographics. And obviously not all 32 teams are in the United States.
Yeah.
Geography. Shout out geography.
Yeah, and the intent is early identification of up-and-coming players. And so it'll be interesting to see what Bob says about that and what kind of data he's able to provide. Personally, I think USA Hockey's done a great job of identifying American-born players. So clearly we're missing something that they felt like they needed to create a different league, another level to be able to identify these kids at U15 and U17.
Well, and that's a great point there. It is a separate from tier 1, tier 2, AAA, AA, single A. It is a separate entity. One of the things that I actually like about this idea is the model is to really reduce the number of games. We've gotten into this, and Jason Guerrario, who we've interviewed, I think he's been quoted as saying that, youth hockey is becoming a rat race at every level. Mm-hmm. And the idea of practice, develop, compete, evaluate, and practice again versus tryout, practice, tournament, showcase, season, showcase, tournament, a lot of what happens in that, I think the goal, and again, I'm anxious to hear what Bob says, and obviously all of this is speculation until it's in action.
Right.
But I think the goal is to reduce the load on some of these players, focus in on development and evaluation and then specialized practicing for individual players and teams, and not play 60, 70, 80 games in some instances. I think they're trying to cap it at 55 total games.
And that's a step in the right direction. I think we've talked about this on prior shows before, but it's too many games.
Yeah,
60 plus games is too many games for kids to be playing hockey.
Yep.
I can give you direct evidence of it. Kids that are getting hip replacements at 18 years old means that they're playing too many hockey games. So stress injuries, things like that. So I love if that is the intention of USA Hockey to have fewer games out there. I think that is a step in the right direction. Personally, I think somewhere between 40 and 55-ish games is kind of a sweet spot. Part of it for me and my strong opinions around it is we've now created another level, another echelon. And we were just talking the last 2 weeks about parents and FOMO and parents that are invested. And because parents have sent kids to hockey camps, then that means it's automatically going to translate into success. So now we've created another level of youth hockey, another ladder to climb. And it's going to trickle down to the parents. And so then you're going to have parents that are going to say, well, oh my gosh, my kid truly needs to be in AAA hockey at U9, because how else will he get into the development
Which
league
isn't even real.
if he isn't a quadruple AAA player at 9 years old. So I that is the challenge for me. And then what happens to kids that maybe are on the cusp of that tier 2, thinking about, developing into tier 1. So now you go into a tier 1 level, but you're not in the development league. So where are you then? What does that mean?
I have some people would say crazy ideas. Whether we're talking about mid-states and midget hockey, or whether we're talking about just the way we should be, governing youth hockey and all of youth sports, really. My hopes are, and this is going to be very controversial, is we reduce the number of just tier 1, tier 2 programs. And maybe what we do, and I know that there's been a lot of talk and a lot of collaboration with the Scandinavian countries, in particular, Finland and Sweden. Does it make sense that kids stay with their friends and their hometown teams until they're 14 years old?
Yeah, to me, this is maybe an unintended consequence that USA Hockey may experience. You're going to have kids that maybe last year wanted to continue to develop and maybe get a chance to get into maybe that tier 1 level, that AAA level, that now are going to look at this and they're going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to stay and play with my buddies, which is perfectly fine and understandable. And I'm just going to continue to develop at a level where I don't have to do that. Because if you're a AAA player out there now, this is what kind of feeds it for me is, wow, I made it to AAA. Maybe if I have a really good season, then I could get picked up for the development league. Here's the problem with that. It's a U15 league and a U17 league. Do you have to be 15 to play in the U15 league?
I think they'll probably take so this is where you talk about the bio banding and you talk about your body maturity versus your age maturity. Do you take a 14-year-old?
Are they going to take a 13-year-old kid who hit puberty early?
I would hope not. This goes back to, how are we governing these 32 teams in the development league? Who's running it on the local level?
And is it only open to Americans?
It is only open to Americans. It is the development, U.S. Hockey Development League. What my concern is beyond that is, take a situation like you just said. I don't want to stay home with my friends. I'm going to start packing my suitcases and trying to find a place that's got that extra letter on it. Or maybe if I can't make the St. Louis Development League, maybe I go up into the Wisconsin one. Or maybe if I'm in LA and I don't make, wait
a minute. The development leagues, my understanding is there's for ours, there'll be a central district. So if you're a St. Louis kid, you have to beat out kids in Chicago, Iowa, Wisconsin, Nebraska. And so you're not just simply competing with local St. Louis kids. If you're a St. Louis kid, you're competing with kids from 5 different states. And then that team is your central district team, is my understanding of the way that it's going to work. Which, that's a challenge. And then if you take kids that are younger, and I think this is really, really important. My youngest started growing when he was 12 and a half. And then he grew like a foot. We've experienced this as coaches. You have kids that hit puberty early and kids that don't. And so is USA Hockey going to take an early grower, a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old? And so you might have some 15-year-olds out there that are like, yeah, I got a really good shot at it. But, there's some kid in Wisconsin on a farm who plays hockey built like an ox, who might have a leg up on you.
So everything you said is correct except for the district. Kids can go from anywhere in the country and and like if you're a kid in LA and you don't make your development league in LA, you can go to, there's 32 teams. They're in every single US NHL market, plus I think 7 or 8 non-NHL markets.
Okay,
like
so it's not a district team.
No, it's not.
It's a city team.
It's a city team.
Okay.
And
that's better odds.
Now, where you were, the question I got wrong and you asked, each team can take up to 2 non-US citizens. Which to me, I don't understand why. I don't understand why. I mean,
to me, that's dead on arrival. This is USA hockey.
Well, and think about it this way. I mean, look, we have a great talent pool here in St. Louis. If you only have one team in Michigan, those kids are going to play. There's going to be kids that don't make that DL team that are going to be going to other teams just because of call it Massachusetts, not Michigan. Call it Minnesota. Call it wherever. I mean, it's going to be tough. Like you're going to have. And so my fear is you don't make a team as a 15U. Do you pack your bags? Do parents start getting with agents? Do we start to see, we've got AAU right now at the 6U level. Do we start seeing AAU teams pop up? I mean, where does this, I'm hopeful that it's a good thing, but I know that there's a lot of slippery slopes.
Yeah. And I think we have to come back and kind of rein it in because our audience is the 90+% of the kids out there that are playing tier 2 hockey. So this is AA, A, and B, and C hockey. Mm-hmm. And so let's try to think of it from their view. From their view, we've now added another layer. In some ways, that's good because it's always good to know what path you're on and what a potential journey is. And let's say you're a 14-year-old kid out there. We both know that you're not done developing until you're 23. So I guess it's good in the aspect that USA Hockey has said, hey, kid, here's your ramp. Here's the different levels. By the way, we've added another level now. But keep working on your game. Keep doing things. But it just from the outside, to me, seems unnecessary. I must be missing something where we aren't identifying kids at a young age. For example, there must be some kind of data that USA Hockey has that said John Doe went to Switzerland, went to Sweden and played instead of staying in the USA. And because we've lost this kid or went to Canada, went to another country, the USA Hockey's missed out on this. So there has to be some kind of data. I'd be very interested in hearing that. Hard numbers, like we've lost out on, 12% of kids that could have stayed in the USA Hockey program. And some of this makes me wonder too, if some of it was some of the recent rule changes that have happened between USA Hockey and Canada. So I don't know if that's a factor in it. I'll be really interested to hear what Bob has to say about it.
I think that there is some talk about becoming more restrictive on the tier 1 level, not allowing kids at 18U, like having a percentage, kind of like what they have in the overseas in the KHL, the import rule, so to speak. You can only have so many imports. If this drives home better behavior at the district, at the affiliate, and at the organizational levels, where kids and families are recognizing that the rat race, as Jason, as I'm paraphrasing, put it, doesn't get started until at least 15. Think about that runway and that truly like falling in love with the sport, getting better coaching at that younger age level. But if this then pivots and you have bad actors out there, which again, I can't blame USA Hockey for bad actors or your people who are trying to take advantage of the system. As long as they work after identifying these loopholes to try and close them. But if we're seeing, kids moving across country to play hockey or try out for a team that is 3 time zones away from where they grew up at 15 years old, I would I can't tell a person how to parent, but I would strongly encourage you to maybe let nature take its course and don't chase it.
Yeah, it's, again, there must be something, some data that we need. It's hard for me to think that in 2026, when literally every single day when I look at my phone and my feed, I'm seeing a hockey highlight of a youth hockey kid. There has never been a better time in the history of time to be able to amplify your skills as a hockey player. So I don't know what all of our listeners' social media feeds look like. Mine's filled with a bunch of hockey stuff, and there's hockey highlights all over the place. So again, hard for me to believe that people aren't being seen in the day of social media and instant recognition.
You're gonna get found. You're gonna get found.
You're gonna get found. Exactly.
And we talked with Chris Durso a few months back, and we were talking about the pathways for ACHA. And there's so many kids that we've coached at Ladue High School who are playing ACHA hockey. And to me, it's understanding that if this is done in the right way, and again, we're still in this major speculation mode, and we're excited to talk with Bob and kind of get his perspective here. But I think it's important for us to talk about this because it does impact all of hockey. We speak to 100% of the audience. We like to focus on the 90%. And if there is a way for this to actually strengthen the 90% at younger ages, where we take some of the pressure off of these parents and coaches and organizations to play all these games, it kind of mirrors what they do in NCAA college. NCAA, they play 40 games, 20 weeks, 2 games each week.
Yeah. And there's got to be data behind that, studies that have happened. And they've determined that a shorter season, a fewer number of games is good. But I'll be interested to hear what Bob has to say about it.
Well, I'm sure we've burned a few ears and got some people's blood pressure up who've listened, and that's great. We want to make sure that we're challenging and we're having good conversation. And I think you and I, we don't even know all the facts, and we were, kind of like, well, I thought it was this, and I thought it was that. But the biggest thing that the one positive I see out of it is if it sets a tempo, if it says, hey, this is going to be the pinnacle of our youth hockey development, and if they set the tempo at no more than 55 games, well, then you have a very tough time arguing if you are a AA or AAA team or even a single A team that is playing more than that or attempting to go out of town and play more tournaments. So it'll be interesting to see. This is also going to have an interesting thing with the tournaments.
So what I'm hearing you say from your view is that you think it's going to have a trickle down, and that lower level clubs will adopt it as a model, having fewer games. We already know that single A and B and C teams already have fewer games. So it's really going to be that kind of middle buffer between, I'd say, AA and AAA teams that then are going to look at this model and say, you know what, they're telling us we shouldn't play more than 55 games, so we should kind of fall in line, and instead of us playing 80 games like we've done in the past, let's play 55. Yeah,
and it's going to be interesting. There's a cottage industry.
Does that mean it's going to get cheaper?
Well, that's what I was about to say. There's a cottage industry, as you well know, of showcases and playoff leagues, tournament leagues, whether it's SPHL or breakouts or showcases that happen from August 1st to almost the middle of October. That's a lot of money.
So let me ask you something. Do you think practices go up or practices go down with fewer games?
They need to go up. And what I mean by that is you don't even you have to have more intentional practices.
Okay.
More intentional practices.
So more quality practices.
Yes, that's what I've hoped for. And again,
and there's some kind of ratio probably there that you want to stay within.
Yeah.
That's another danger I worry about. We'll take fewer games, but guess what? We bought more ice.
Yeah.
And we're going to practice. We're going to throw more practices on the schedule.
Well, I think part of that, though, is not every practice, not every interaction needs to be on the ice. It could be virtual. We do a lot of things now virtual. Kids are living in their phones and in that world. And they're, if you look at the NHL, most of the NHLers were just kids a couple of years ago. So they didn't just learn overnight how to use those iPads and phones. I think that, and then let's just be honest, keep them get them playing other sports. And I know there's people out there who are like, how is my kid ever going to become a AAA player or an NCAA Division I player if he's not or she's not playing, up to 70 plus games?
Or in 4 camps.
Yeah.
All at the same time over the summer.
Well, and the other thing about this is, look, I guarantee we know that they're like the knee-jerk reaction. There's going to be a lot of people wanting this to fail, similar to what the ADM was years ago. And I think Bob and Goose will tell you the ADM, nothing is perfect. It's evolving. And my hopes are, and again, I'm just going by what I've read. And then obviously listening to people who have very strong opinions about this, both negatively and positively. My hopes are is that, okay, we get this rolling and all of a sudden we start to see that kids are healthier. We're developing kids who, as they age, maybe get that shot when they're 19, 20 years old. We don't just turn the faucet off at 18. They get a shot. Maybe this regulates some of the junior leagues that are out there that can be a little bit predatory sometimes in nature. Some of the I don't want to call them fringe junior leagues, but they're looking to fill bodies. Mm-hmm. And maybe this brings a little bit more sanity to the sport that, frankly, has become a lot of keeping up with the Joneses.
I love your rosy outlook.
That's my hope. Well, I'm a half full, glass half full guy. But my wife also is like, hope is not a strategy. So
that is true.
Well, we've taken up a big chunk of time here, and I think it's time that we take a break and pay a couple bills. And then we're going to come back and do a quick drill draw presented by Drift, and then finish off with some stupid hockey tricks. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to Too Many Men on the Mic, presented to you by Vantage Credit Union.
Too Many Men on the Mic is presented by Vantage Credit Union. This local credit union has something great for hockey players and parents. Vantage is giving away a $100 pure hockey gift card every month. Whether you're eyeing a new stick, replacing your skates, or stocking up on gear, you don't want to miss this. Entering is easy. Just scan the QR code on your screen or visit vcu.com/hockey to learn more about the drawing and complete the quick entry form. It only takes a minute. While you're there, learn more about Vantage Credit Union. From everyday banking and competitive loan rates to special perks and financial guidance, Vantage is here to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to putting their members first. Scan the QR code, enter the drawing, and see why the St. Louis community has loved Vantage for almost 70 years. Thanks again to Vantage Credit Union for supporting Too Many Men on the Mic. Membership eligibility required. Now, let's get back to the show.
Well, when you hear the NHL 94 Chicago Blackhawks organ music, it's time for one thing. It's Drill Draw, powered by Drift, the all-in-one hockey tool that's built from the bench. Drift Hockey, go to drifthockey.com. This allows you to do everything from setting your schedules, creating rosters, messaging players, sending videos, all in one place. Drift Hockey, powered from the bench. All right, Coach. We're gonna go and we're gonna look at a little power play, little odd man game here that has a little bit of retrieval, breakout, gapping, overload on one side, perhaps. Ultimately, we want you to hit the net. But this is a power play drill teaching concepts of power play and moving with the power play that I've done for a few years. We've done it at Ladue. And so let's pull up here the virtual whiteboard and invite it to the stage. There we go. And we call this the 4v2, 4v3, odd man power play game. And so we set the game up kind of unique. We put the one net here right at center ice, like so. And then we put a second net in the crease, but facing the boards. Both nets will have a goaltender in them. So we'll go ahead and put the goalies in there. The goalies are their own guys or gals in this one because they're just there to stop the puck here. But what we do is now what we'll set up is we'll play one team on one side of the net, and we'll make them blue. And 1, 2, they go here laterally down the red line. And the other team, let's say they're red, will go the opposite way laterally. Can I say that today or not? Laterally down the red line. And to start off, I like to say pick a number 1 through 5 to a player on both teams, but you can just say, hey, blue's going to start off on offense. And what we'll do here is, in that situation, 4 blue players are going to go down and retrieve a puck that the coach dumps in. So the coach is dumping a puck in all the way down the end of the ice here to the opposite end. And we send 4 players in on I used the wrong button there. And we send 4 players in on essentially what is a puck retrieval and then structured 4-man breakout to come back and attack this net. So let's go ahead and do that here. We'll do a little player movement. And we'll take, actually, let's just make them P1 through P4 because that's, these guys will be in the play. And we'll have on the red side, we'll start off with a 4-on-2. So we'll have red players P1 and P2 over here. And so the blue players are heading down. They are obviously, like I said, communicating. One player is going to pick up the puck. The other 3 are going to support. And we're going to basically have a structured 4-man breakout coming back and attacking 4-on-2. And they can. Meanwhile, the red players are looking at this and they're saying, okay, we've got to basically defend. And so how are they entering the game? Are they coming down and applying any pressure? Are they basically doing it at 3 levels where you've got one player applying some pressure, another player kind of playing in the mid zone, and then obviously you have the goalie back retrieving. We play this. Now, here's the key. If the red players get possession, they can come down and score. And if you want to throw in another little bonus, if they get possession, the coach can elect to release a 3rd player. So now it becomes 4-on-3.
Yeah, make it progressive.
And you keep playing back and forth. But what we're trying to teach here is obviously similar to what Ken Martell last week said. Try and put that puck at different places off the wall. Force the players to go down and retrieve that puck in different positions. The offensive players are communicating. Their heads up. They're back attacking the ice quickly. They're making sure they've got good spaces. Hopefully there's puck movement. And the red players are deciding, if they're on defense to start, how aggressive am I going to be with my attack and forecheck on the puck? Mm-hmm. Am I going to sit back and try and almost bring like a tight defense in front of the net to make it difficult and force the players to score from outside? And then obviously you've got the goaltender there as well. You can run this as a 4-on-2 to start. You can run it as a 5-on-3 to start. You can run it as a 4-on-3 to start. But the beauty of this game, very simple, and everybody can score.
I like it.
Yeah. So not a major, and there's not a lot of thinking that goes into this one, which is also sometimes with our drills. And by design, we want those kids and our players to constantly be processing, not just, with their hands and their feet, but also between the ears. This one is, hey, we've got 4 players, you've got 2, we should be scoring.
Absolutely.
And so it's an aggressive game. We find that kids start talking in line on what they're going to do.
And there's enough distance to where you can get some speed and momentum going.
Yep, absolutely.
So you should use your speed and use it as an advantage.
Yeah. So a lot of teams have different names for this. They usually will say it's like their team mascot 4-on-2 or power play concepts. We call it the Ladue 4-on-2 to 4-on-3 power play concept game. If you're running practice this week or this weekend, head over to our website, 2manymenonthemic.com. That's the number 2. Scroll down to the coach's corner and the coach's locker room. Be able to download this drill along with many, many others that have been presented and provided to us by great coaches and youth hockey experts across the country. But again, 4v2, 4v3 Ladue power play concepts. Head over to 2manymenonthemic.com. And thanks again, as always, to the folks at Drift Hockey for sponsoring Drift Hockey Drill Draw. Drift Hockey, built for you from the bench.
Love it.
St. Louis hockey families and business leaders, if you need custom gear that stands out and stands for something, it's time to meet 5B Designs. Founded by Shannon Brahini, a proud St. Louis mom and entrepreneur, 5B Designs is a woman-owned small business that brings purpose to custom apparel. Whether you're suiting up your youth or high school hockey team or leveling up your company's branded swag, 5B delivers top-notch quality with a personal touch. Need team stores? Not a problem. Corporate polos or event giveaways? They've got you covered. 5B makes it easy with fast turnaround, flexible service, and designs your players or employees will love to wear. Check them out at stores.inksoft.com/5B Designs. That's the word 5. And if you are watching on our YouTube feed, go ahead and scan the QR code on the top right-hand corner of the screen and see what great gear and great service looks like. Real quick before we jump back in, if you're enjoying Too Many Men on the Mic, hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. It's a quick click for you, but it helps us grow the show and keep bringing you great hockey conversations. You can also follow us on Instagram by scanning the QR code on your screen. And be sure to download, follow, and rate the podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeartMusic, or wherever you get your podcasts. Or you can go directly to our website, www.tooManyMenOnTheMic.com. That's the number 2. Those small things from you help us keep delivering new guests, downloadable coaching content, and more from the rink. All right, back to the show.
Stupid hockey tricks! Yeah! Yeah! Stupid hockey tricks! Yeah! Yeah! Stupid hockey tricks!
How about that song?
It's kind of stupid. Well, we could probably stop recording and then just you at that point just go right to you outside.
Yeah,
So
let's do that.
Right, and then right now we'll just
We got Coach Jared over here, donning the rollerblades for the first time in 6 years, and Coach Drew repping the Colorado Buffaloes.
Let's go.
He's ready to roll. He's got nice paddles here. Coach Jared's are kind of crappy. All right, gentlemen, we're playing to 6.
play 5.
We're playing to 5.
5.
I want a clean game here.
Hey, all I know is the talent it takes to play pickleball on rollerblades.
Hang on a second. Is full contact allowed?
This is a contactless sport.
Well, we got to put a little bit of juice on the game. Got to put a little juice on it.
This is why this game is a struggle for me. There's no contact in it.
Well, it's all about skill. So, you got to be able to avoid the contact, coach. Well, hey, I say we put a little skin in the game. You did mountains for the trivia last week. I mean, there's a good chance you're going to beat me because you're a much better rollerblader than I. Played rollerblade in an intramural Greek league back in college. I mean, just
35 years ago.
I played with my son during COVID out in front of our house. That's the last time.
Don't act like that's past performance, buddy.
Hey, all I know is roller hockey's a St. Louis thing, and he's a St. Louis guy. So let's.
What, they don't play roller hockey in Michigan?
Not like they do down here. It's amazing.
Okay.
Anyways, I think I should maybe get next. I should start up like 1-0, right?
Hey, all right. Here we go. First one to 5.
Grant, you're the referee.
I'm the ref.
Balls in, balls out.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The boundary is the second. And then the line behind it is out. 2 lines. Yeah, 2 lines is out. All right, here we go. 0-0. Let's do it. 1-0, Coach Jared.
That old pesky neck gets in the way.
Here, your serve. This is nice. Okay, we're playing. Yeah. All right. I don't know if I can make it that far. It's not going to come out of my glove. Gloves are made perfectly for pickleball.
think that was in. 2-0.
It is.
3-0. Coach Drew needs a point. That's out. 3-1. Coach Drew on the board. 3-1.
Oh.
4-1. We got match points.
We got 4-1, right? Match point.
Match point. Well,
Where's our ball boy?
well, I'm recording. All right. For the match. That's the game.
I think we should switch sides to make it even. Sure. Do best
All right, best 2 out of 3. Let's do it.
Best 2 out of 3.
All right, Coach Jared won the first game. He gets the serve. Oh, what a hit. That's in. That looked into me. That looks in line, yeah.
I don't know. There needs to be an instant replay.
I need a line judge.
I'll tell you what, getting around to me, once you get going.
That was a pretty good shot. You wouldn't have been able to hit another one though.
1-0. Here we go.
Oh, you got the trick ball.
1-1. Coach Drew responds. All right, Coach Jared won the first game. He gets the serve. Oh, what a hit. That's in. That looked into me. That looks in line, yeah.
I don't know. There needs to be an instant replay.
I need a line judge.
I'll tell you what, getting around to me, once you get going.
That was a pretty good shot. You wouldn't have been able to hit another one though.
1-0. Here we go.
Oh, you got the trick ball.
1-1. Coach Drew responds.
1-1.
Nice shot.
2-1. Coach Jared trying to put a dominant performance out there.
It's hot in the kitchen.
3-1.
All right, 2-1.
2-2.
I think though the action shots we're gonna get for Instagram are gonna be awesome.
All right, 2-2. I've switched angles. I need honesty from Coach Drew. Is that in or out?
I'm down 3-2.
He's a man of his word. He's a man of his word.
He is.
3-2.
I don't believe him.
This is a gentleman's game. Wow, what a serve. 4-2. All right, game point here. Oh, volley. 4-3. That's out. That is out. 4-4. We got deciding point right here. Someone's going to win it. No win by 2. Oh! Coach Jared.
Look at that.
He does it.
So you actually can play paddleball.
Paddleball.
Pickleball in hockey gloves.
Well, I just like to thank all the fans at home for being behind me.
All right, that is Stupid Hockey Trick.
Well, that was a good sweat.
We're lucky we're not dead.
I mean, seriously.
Well,
There's there's movement, but there's not stopping.
When I looked up and I saw you almost spill, I mean, but think about it. You got two guys over the age of 50 out there
What could go wrong?
in rollerblades, hockey equipment,
And uneven surfaces
on a cracked
asphalt parking lot,
trying to play pickleball. And I think we acquitted ourselves well.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Acquitted ourselves well.
I'm impressed neither one of us got hurt.
I was contemplating putting the helmet on just because I didn't want to lose any chiclets,
lose teeth.
but then I would not have been able to see the ball. Probably.
Yeah.
Great idea. Hopefully everybody had a lot of fun watching the stupid hockey tricks. That's a segue because we're going to be talking about some pickleball opportunities here in the St. Louis area and just pickleball in general and how it's a great sport to work with hockey players, young and old, mostly old.
That's right.
Couple big things going on starting tonight.
Too Many Men on the Mic over at Fallon's from 6 to 9 o'clock. The Too Many Men on the Mic acoustic duo. Come on out. Great music. Fallon's is a great place. Fantastic food. And on top of it, they're having like a tap off. So Modern Brewery that has fantastic craft beers is doing like a tap off. They're going to have several different flavors over there. I don't give away which ones are there.
No keg stands.
If you are a craft beer aficionado, come on by from 6 to 9. We'll be there, and we'll be picking and grinning.
Yep. Great music from as far back as the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, some 2000s, and a couple of originals we're working in for the first time.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks to everyone out there listening. Great episode, Coach. As always, a little bit of fun. We're looking forward to some really great episodes down the pipe. So you want to make sure you're heading to all of our social media channels on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and then don't forget to head over to our website, toomanymenonthemic.com, especially if you're a coach and you want to download some great games from not just us, but great hockey minds all over the country. Grant, great having you back. Enjoy your weekend.
It's an honor to be back.
It's an honor to be back. And play the goal horn, play the song. We're out.
See ya.